Ever needed to send a big chunk of change in a flash? Maybe you're finally buying that dream car from a seller across the state, or perhaps you're helping out a family member with a down payment on a house. Whatever the reason, a wire transfer can be a lifesaver when it comes to moving large sums quickly and securely. But before you hit that send button, there's one crucial question. How much can you actually wire transfer from your Capital One account? That's what we're diving deep into today. We'll crack open Capital One's wire transfer policy, explore those limits, and shed some light on any potential fees involved. So, buckle up, financially savvy friends, because knowledge is power, especially when it comes to managing your hard-earned cash. Now, some of you might be thinking, isn't a wire transfer just a fancy way of sending money electronically? Well, you're not wrong. But unlike online bill pay or sending money to a friend through your bank's app, wire transfers are typically much faster and can be used to send funds to almost any financial institution, not just those within Capital One's network. The speed aspect is a major perk. Wire transfers are typically completed on the same day if initiated before a certain cutoff time, which varies by bank but is usually around 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This makes them ideal for urgent transactions where waiting a few days just isn't an option. However, this speed and security come at a price. Wire transfers often come with fees attached, which can vary depending on the transfer type, domestic or international, and your bank's policy. So, how much can you actually send with Capital One? Here's where things get interesting. Capital One actually has different daily limits depending on who you're sending the money to. Title company, this category gets the VIP treatment. If you're wiring money to a title company, say for a real estate closing, you can send a whopping $500,000 in a single day. Person or non-title company, for everyone else, the limit drops to a still respectable $50,000 per day. External linked account, now, this might surprise you. If you're transferring money to another account you already have linked to your Capital One account, think a savings account from a different bank, there's actually no daily limit. Hold on, what about fees? Capital One keeps things fairly straightforward when it comes to domestic wire transfer fees. They charge a flat rate of $30 for each domestic wire transfer you initiate. However, it's important to remember that the receiving bank might also impose their own fees, so be sure to check with them beforehand to avoid any nasty surprises. Important things to remember before you wire. Accuracy is key. Double and triple check all the recipient information before hitting send. Names, account numbers, routing numbers, one tiny mistake can lead to a major headache and potentially lost funds. Think twice about wiring to someone you don't know. Wire transfers are pretty much irreversible once initiated. So, if you're dealing with someone online or haven't met them in person, proceed with extreme caution. Consider alternatives for smaller amounts. For smaller transfers, online bill pay or peer-to-peer transfer services might be a more cost-effective option. So, there you have it. Capital One offers some pretty competitive wire transfer limits, especially for those big-ticket transactions. Just remember to factor in potential fees and prioritize security. You don't want your hard-earned cash ending up in the wrong hands. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your finances in tip-top shape.